Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello, and welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we find ourselves in Indiana with Craig Hendry as he ends up giving us a report on his poor, pathetic little life in jail. Well, Craig, all I gotta say is it sucks to be you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this freaking S-show on the road, shall we?
Hello, everybody. This is Craig Hendry reporting from the Sullivan County Jail. Today, this update is going to be a little bit different from usual. As you know, I've been in the Vermilion County Jail prior to just now, and the air conditioner went out, so they emptied out that jail and they moved us to Sullivan County. For everybody who's been following my channel for a long time, you know that I also have criminal charges out of Sullivan County as a result of one of the videos that is on my YouTube channel. When I'm out, I'll go into a little bit more detail about that.
Oh, when you're out. Craig, how long is that going to be? Because as I understand it, you've got at least 2 years to serve due to your crimes. And that's not including the charges that you've got racked up in other counties in Indiana. I mean, yeah, stupid is as stupid does, my friend. You need to watch yourself, and you've got a family out there, too. A family that needs you, but you're too damn stupid to realize, oh, maybe I should take care of my family instead of going out and, antagonizing everybody, inciting and stalking people. Yeah, that's a big issue with you, isn't it? You have no sense of responsibility.
But as of right now, I want to communicate to everybody that I have been moved into a lockdown cell. The only reason I still have this chirp is because, or this phone, the ability to make phone calls, is because it's a requisite of Indiana regulations. But as of right now, I've been moved into this segregation cell, you could say. And, before I was moved into the segregation cell, I was brought into a room and I was handcuffed in this extremely weird manner where my wrists are all bruised up from it.
Oh, poor baby.
And they read these charges to me, these in-house jail rule violations to me that I'm being accused of. And basically they said, well, look, you can sign this and you get 30 days in lockdown and 37 days of your privileges taken, or we can have a conduct adjustment board hearing in which, it's jail staff, it's the sheriff's department staff deciding whether you violated the jail rules that the jail staff say you violated. So every time you go to one of these hearings, you get found guilty. There's no beating it at all.
Craig, are you sure that's how it goes? Because from what I've seen and what others have told me, that as long as you have, other people backing you up, there are times you can beat these charges. But the thing is, you've got to have friends. And, with the way you act, I doubt you have any friends in that jail.
And so anyways, after today, I will be unable to communicate with anybody, with Erica or with any of my friends or family. And so I thought it was important to get this update out to you very soon. I have a written report, but of course this is nullified now that I've been in the lockdown cell. So I wanted to give everybody that update, and we are going to get the videos of what happened to me. And of course, as they're bringing me into the segregation cell, one of the guys had me handcuffed, and he says to me, "You're a bitch," and he pushes me. So anyways, I want to impress upon everybody that I am not here on the Sullivan County charges yet. I'm still being held here for Vermilion County. It's just that Vermilion County's AC went out, so they had to move everybody out because it's boiling here in Indiana, or it was at the time. So they've moved everybody out to a climate-controlled jail for the time being. So I'm gonna jump into my written report, and then maybe I'll comment on a few other things that have been happening. So the state has announced that they are going to be releasing me from the Vermilion County Jail on June 30th, which is, as of this recording, 4 days away, probably 3 days away by the time you all hear this update. However, this is only a hollow promise, as the state of Indiana will move me to 2 other jails after this where I will be held for ransom. The first jail is Greene County, which, of course, this is backwards now. I'm in Sullivan County first. This was unexpected. In Greene County, though, my ransom is $1,000, and this will be paid by my friend Jeff Pettyjohn, and he has my thanks and that of my family's. After they let me out of Greene County, I will be transported by agents of the state to Sullivan County, where the ransom is currently $12,000 cash, no 10%, no surety, nothing.
Yeah, calling it ransom isn't going to change the fact that it's actually called bail. Considering that you committed crimes, you just don't want to take responsibility for your actions like a grown up would. No, you still have that childlike mentality of a spoiled little toddler who just doesn't want to follow the rules that the teacher has put forth. No, Mrs. Smith, I'm not going to listen to you. I'll eat as many crayons as I want to, and you can't do anything about it. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, that's what you are.
Just $12,000 cash. After 9 consecutive months in captivity, it is impossible for me to satisfy the state's ransom demands by myself. So I'm calling on all liberty lovers to aid me in this time of need. Please donate any funds you can via PayPal and Cash App. The links for that are in the description, and my information for both should be on the screen. Unfortunately, unlike most kidnappers, the state does not accept the ransom and release their prisoner forever. They will try to convince 6 people, the jury, that they select to convict me of crimes for exercising my natural right to speak freely. 6 people, because a 6-person jury is what you get in Indiana on a level 6 felony charge. I will, of course, be fighting for justice by contesting the charges at a trial. But after 9 months of living in a cage, away from my beautiful girlfriend and our 2 wonderful children, nothing would mean more to me than an opportunity to be with them prior to risking my freedom in an upcoming jury trial.
Yeah, I do believe that you were already convicted in another trial, so I really doubt that they would let you out like that anytime soon. So, yeah, you're not going to be seeing the light of day for quite a while. So, sit back, relax, and play some poker with some of your cellies in jail. You got to pass the time somehow, especially when you're not performing duties for Bubba and the boys.
All help from $1 on up would be greatly appreciated. How many years of my life is the state attempting to take from me, you may ask? In Sullivan County, the state wants 2.5 years. In Greene County, they want 18 months altogether between 2 different cause numbers. So I'll be risking 4 years of my freedom by going to trials in these counties. However, the alternative is to lie under oath of honesty and attest that I committed crimes which I did not commit. The alternative would be to co-sign the state's allegations, while simultaneously consenting to their acts of kidnapping, confinement, control, lying, and bullying, which they commit every day. A long time ago, Patrick Henry asked a generation of men this question: is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? It's far past time for the present generation of men to answer the same question.
Oh, blow it out your ass.
What you are quoting, Henry, is the end of a rather long speech presented by Patrick Henry in 1775 regarding the tyranny of the British Crown. And you can take it completely out of context, considering in his speech he said that they had done everything they could to appease the king and failed to do so. They tried to avoid the war and failed to do so. This has nothing to do with the crimes that you have committed over the past few years, Henry. No, this has nothing to do with it. And your bastardized cherry picking coming out of your mouth corrupts the entire meaning of that speech overall.
This channel's purpose is to more or less make people aware that a problem exists in our society. Today, that problem being a group of men and women that call themselves government, and those people's tendency to employ violence, deception, and theft against peaceful individuals. The government is showing by their actions against me and my channel that they cannot afford to allow such truths to be spoken against them. With your support, we will continue this fight against the criminal gang that call themselves the government. And that concludes my report.
Translation: Nobody will let me get away with my crimes. I'm so pissed off because of it. Why can't the government mind their own business and let me terrorize anybody I want? I mean, come on now. I'm not hurting anybody with my stalking or trying to dox anybody. I mean, it doesn't hurt anybody whatsoever. Come on now. Don't punish me for that.
So anyways, I want to get back to this Sullivan County thing because I can't stress enough that after today, my communication will be prohibited, and I will be stuck in this cage that I'm sitting in now prior to a hearing for God knows how long unless I'm bonded out. And again, that bond is $12,000. We've raised a few thousand already, so if we can get help, I'm not sure where we are as far as money raised right now, but it's certainly somewhere on the order of $10,000 off. So any donations are acceptable. But I want to stress also right now that upon my release from Sullivan County, they will be receiving a lawsuit. So for anybody that's been following the channel, Vermilion County, Indiana, which is the jail I was at immediately prior to this, has already had a lawsuit filed against them by myself for violating due process rights with regards to in-jail conduct violations, right? So they're saying, when they say that you violate the rules, they hold conduct hearings, conduct adjustment boards, and that's kind of a form of due process that's afforded to inmates in Indiana. But Vermilion County proceeded to lock me up in isolation for 14 days or somewhere on that order, and they put me on cell lockdown for 3 days without any hearing. They just said, we're going to punish you because we want to. And essentially, Sullivan has done the same thing. And I knew they would do it too. You know that all of these jails in Indiana, they don't know the law because they're the government. They don't need to follow the law, right? We're made to follow the law. They're made to violate it. So anyway, Sullivan's locked me down in this cell pre-hearing, pre any due process, which is afforded to Indiana inmates. And they do this stuff, and I told them, I said, you guys are violating my rights by doing this. They said, well, thank you, sir, as if they were proud to hear that as I'm sitting here handcuffed and getting beat up by them and pushed around. But, and that's why they're going to be receiving a lawsuit. So I can assure everybody of that. I've already filed one. It won't be very difficult for me to file another one. And that's exactly what's going to be happening. But filing a lawsuit from jail is exceptionally harder than filing one from out of jail. You've got to write grievances, and they've got to be denied, and you've got to file an appeal grievance, and they got to be denied. It's just much better to get out and just file the lawsuit, right? So that's what I intend to do when I get out of here. And with that being said, I don't really have much more to say. I'm going to spend the rest of the money that I have on this phone talking to my girlfriend and my kids. But like I said, all support is appreciated. Thank you all for listening to this report. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be somewhere around the time of June 30th, which is my release date in Vermilion County. So if we can get that money raised for a bond, you might see me out of jail as soon as June 30th. And I hope that that's the case, because I'm really getting sick of these jail cells and these jail staff that just want to push you around if you don't bow down to them. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Okay, you're hedging your bets on the fact that you have enough of a fan base that'll pay the entire $10,000 or $12,000 of your so-called ransom, aka the bond? Yeah, okay. If that were the case, you would have been out a long time ago. In fact, I'm thinking that you're somehow inflating the actual numbers of the actual donations that you've received. Yeah, because if you had those numbers, you would have showed them to us by now. Your girlfriend would have most certainly showed them to us by now. So this guy is living in a little fantasy land if he thinks he's going to be out by the end of the month. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
This could be some groundbreaking stuff right here.
You don't want to go to jail.
For what?
You read this.
I don't have to listen to
Read it.
anything. Blah, 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 blah.
Dude, so there's no way I can get in, bro? Come on, I'll put you on my YouTube.
But shut up, Wesley.
You gotta put signs up, ma'am, if it's...
Are you Glenn Serio?
Who's that?